As Ken Rosenthal reported last night and Derrick Goold expounded upon, the Cardinals and first baseman Paul Goldschmidt are finalizing details on a 5-year contract extension for $130 million. The extension begins at the end of this season, running from 2020 through 2024. It's a pivotal move, one that should reward both the Cardinals and Goldschmidt handsomely. Earning the deal. Let's take a look at what Goldschmidt will need to do to earn the deal first. Estimates for the cost of a win this offseason are approximately $9 million to $9.5 million. For Goldschmidt to supply $130 million of value, he'll need to produce between 13.7 wins at $9.5 million per win and 14.4 wins at $9 million per win from 2020 through 2024. In every 3-year period since 2013, he has surpassed 15 wins. And those are 3-year groups, not the 5 that he'll get to amass the value required. Of course, it's not that simple. He's older now and this contract will pay him for his age 32 through 36 seasons. We can do the simple, subtract half a win per year, process since he's in his 30s. Here's how that looks with 2 different starting places. One is his 2019 ZiPS projection and as the baseline, and the other uses his 2018 season as his baseline and then subtracting half a win each subsequent year. Year project, F4, ZiPS 2018 baseline year project. F4, ZiPS 2018 baseline 2019 3.9 4.6 2020 3.4 4.1 2021 2.9 3.6 2022 2.4 3.1 2023 1.9 2.6 2024 1.4 2.1 2020 2024 1215.5 Using the ZiPS version, he's worth $108.114 If we use his actual 2018 as his baseline, it's $139.50 minus 147.25 One of those is more palatable than the other, but neither outcome will destroy your roster and the risk of the lower version is well worth it considering the potential upside. Bucking trends. Most curious about this deal is how much it bucks current market trends. Fewer teams are spending big on first base. The 2 largest contracts awarded at the position over the last few free agent cycles, 2019, Daniel Murphy, 2 years, $24 million, and Steve Pearce, $6.25 million 2018, Eric Hosmer, 8 years, $144 million, and Carlos Santana, $60 million 2017, Ian Desmond, $70 million, and Edwin Encarnacion, $60 million 2016, Chris Davis, $161 million, and Byung-Ho Park, $12 million over the last 4 years. There are just 2, Hosmer and Crush Davis, that are comparable to Goldschmidt's extension. Given how many of those deals above have turned out, it's easy to see why teams are hesitant to give long contracts to first basemen. Then again, none of the players on that list were as productive in the preceding years as Goldschmidt, nor were any of them as consistent. Part of the reason for that trend is teams realize that first base represents the end of the defensive spectrum. Once a player gets to first base, the only place for him to play if he diminishes with age is usually DH. It's much more true for the large types who lack mobility and general athleticism. Think Mo Vaughn or Prince Fielder. Goldschmidt, who runs the bases and fields his position well, doesn't fit the immobile archetype. Even if he diminishes at a typical rate, he's starting off from a better place than most first basemen. Bucking another market trend, fewer and fewer 30-year-old players are receiving contracts of this length. As Jay Jaffe points out at Fangraphs, only 8 players over 30 have gotten a contract for longer than 2 years over the last 2 seasons. Again, we can look at the type of players who have hit free agency to understand this outlier. Goldschmidt has 16 BWAR over the last 3 seasons. In the last 5 seasons, only one 30-year-old position player with a 3-year BWAR over 14 has hit free agency. And that player Lorenzo Cain also received a 5-year deal, albeit at a lower AAV. There aren't many players Goldschmidt's age to sign long-term deals, but there also aren't many players performing like Goldschmidt. A consistent masher compounding the age concern is the report early last season that Goldschmidt was struggling with high-octane fastballs up in the zone, seen as a sign of aging. It's an understatement to say he corrected the issue. Year whiff rate will be year whiff rate WOBA 2015 15.00%, 0.400, 2016 24.44%, 0.215, 2017 22.54%, 0.184 April, May 2018 26.32%, 0.147 June to Sept. 2018 8.33%, 0.377 by mid-September. Mookie Betts was the only hitter in baseball with more hot zones in the strike zone than Goldschmidt. If you're going to make a commitment this big, you'd like to give it to a player with some consistency and reliability. Goldschmidt excels in this area. I'll copy and paste from the community projection article about Goldschmidt a few weeks back. In 5 of the last 6 seasons, Goldschmidt's batting average has landed between .290 and .302. The one outlier was .321 in 2015. His on-base percentage has been between .389 and .411. The one outlier was .435, again in 2015. His slugging percentage has been .533 to .570. The outlier was .489 in 2016. Goldschmidt's isolated slugging has landed between .241 and .265. The outlier was .192 in 2016. He's had between 665 and 710 plate appearances, outlier 479 in 2014. As I said then, Paul Goldschmidt is a baseball-mashing robot. Finding their star. One of the more subtle benefits of this extension is the message it delivers. It shows fans that the Cardinals aren't totally averse to large dollar commitments. It also puts a second face on the franchise beyond Yadier Molina, one that will likely outlast Molina on the roster. Most importantly, it gives the Cardinals a greater shot at having star-quality production in the lineup for at least the foreseeable future. It's the first time they've had a player this caliber in quite some time. It also represents a positive return to their roots. Folks like to bring up the long history of Cardinal trade and signs. You know the list: Mark McGwire, Jim Edmonds, Scott Rowland, and Matt Holliday. Then it backfired with Jason Hayward, and suddenly everyone was questioning if the Cardinals could still leverage the city and franchise in the same way. Extending a player like Goldschmidt shows that this type of deal can still happen, even if it sometimes requires highly specific conditions. Risk or not, the Cardinals have made themselves better next year and beyond, and they've done so by paying over market value for a premium player. It's a good day in St. Louis, and it's a good day for Paul Goldschmidt.